Hi everybody, George back with another video. I'm going to jump on Dale's thread of 45s. So I'm going to cover 12-inch singles. Not a big singles collector, and most of the singles I collected were probably in the 80s anyway, the best period for 12-inch singles. So some would be my favourite bands I collected at the time. I said preferred to buy albums, and some were just great party songs put on for a drink, which I still do. So without further ado, first track in no particular order, this is Japan, Quiet Life, extended from their third album, Quiet Life. It's also on their, I think this came out, well, re-release on a assemblage, which was a compilation. So that's Japan, Quiet Life, great 12-inch single. Second off, we're from Liverpool, is China Crisis, and this is Africa in White. Love the song, love the band. Most of these are from 81, 82, 81. So it's China Crisis, Africa in White. Third off we have Spandau Ballet, just a plain sort of textured sleeve. This is to cut a long story short, another great 12-inch extended mix. To cut a long story short, short version on one side and the long version on the other side. Next off we have one of my favourites, it still gets played today. This is the Maisonettes, Heartache Avenue, and I'll try and include a needle drop of this. It's Faulty Bits. They were almost one-hit wonders. I think they had maybe one album or two, I'm not very sure. Fantastic, fantastic song, love it. Get me up dancing all the time when I'm having a drink. Next off we have Echo and the Bunnymen, and it's the Killing Moon, isn't it? The Killing Moon. I've got most of the Echo and the Bunnymen's 12-inch. That's 83. Killing Moon. And the great thing about 12-inch singles is sometimes you got an extra track on the B-side, so you got two tracks on the B-side, as is with this too. Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. And the main reason I go out for it, along being a Jimi Hendrix fan, is All Along the Watchtower, one of my favourite tracks of all time. So this was brought out when they done a compilation, so it was, I think, the late 70s. 1988. Jimi Hendrix. Next up we have Joy Division, from Manchester. Love Will Tear Us Apart. Essential. Great track. Stuck this in, always loved it. Didn't admit to liking it a lot of the time, but George Michael, A Different Corner. Fantastic song. Gatefold on a 12-inch single. And it's just a different corner on the A side and the instrumental on the B side. George Michael. Next off we have Mid-Year from Ultravox and Mick Karn from Japan. And this is After a Fashion. Textures on the B side. Big 12-inch. Next off we have from Japan, the Yellow Magic Orchestra. This is Firecracker, Technopolis. Probably a Japanese import, this I would imagine. Maybe not. Fantastic instrumental. Next off we have a great favourite of mine on 12-inch is Brian Eno and David Byrne, the Jezebel Spirit, from the album My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. I can't remember. So this is from 1981, Bush of Ghosts, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, the album. Fantastic track, fantastic album, again an essential album. Next off we have Roxy Music, Do the Strand. This is from their album For Your Pleasure. The album was released in 1973. This was released, I think, along with our greatest hits. So it was probably, I think there's 77 this was released. Re-released. Next up we have Sparks, the #1 song in heaven. The Mill Brothers here, quite popular at the moment. This is on delicious blue vinyl. A great album. It's the album #1 song in heaven, where the Mill Brothers Sparks went more electronic, and it's produced by Giorgio Moroder. Sparks, #1 song in heaven. Another favourite band of mine, Talking Heads, and this is Cities from their third album, Fairy Music, from 1980. 1980, Cities, Talking Heads, fantastic track. Next off we have the Cocteau Twins from Scotland, the Spangle Maker from 1984, I think it is. Cocteau Twins. Another fantastic 12-inch of the time is The Teardrop Explodes, Treason, and I think the French version is on the B-side, came from 1981. Fantastic Julian Cope, fantastic 12-inch single. Next off, one of my favourite bands from, well, this is from 1998, Gomez, from the first album. Gomez, this is Whipping Piccadilly. Done fantastic 12-inch singles, Gomez. Whipping Piccadilly. Next off we have a special promo, and this is Bill Nelson. It's a promo which I've written on it, not on the front. This is from Bill Nelson. It says, "To George, with my regards, Bill Nelson." He's got a track listing, and I asked him to do a wee drawing for me. I met him in a club on a promotional tour. My hero, Bill Nelson. Eros arriving from Bill's second solo album. I love that Whirls. Next up, another Scottish band, the Blue Nile from Glasgow. And one of my favourite songs of theirs is Tinseltown in the Rain from 1984 on Lynn Records, which was a hi-fi company. Fantastic 12-inch single, The Blue Nile. Next up we have New Order, Ceremony. This is from, I think it's this one, 81. Joy Division became New Order, Ceremony. Next we have XTC's first record, and it's the 3D EP, 12-inch single, main track being Science Fiction. Science Friction. Just on Virgin. XTC. One of my favourites in more recent times, Michael Hedges, who's doing my favourite track, Along the Watchtower, on the Windham Hill label. He also does the fantastic Aerial Boundaries instrumental from 1987. That's Michael Hedges and All Along the Watchtower. Next up we have Australia's Icehouse and the track Hey Little Girl, fantastic 12-inch single again. When this came out, everybody thought it was a Japan single. Fantastic 12-inch again, that's Icehouse, Hey Little Girl, 1982. Next up we have Kraftwerk and Showroom Dummies. Numbers and Pocket Calculator on the B-side. And when this is from 81. Kraftwerk, Showroom Dummies. Next up we have Dallas Carr which is Pete Murphy from Bauhaus and Mick Karn, again from Japan. They've done an album, just an album and a 12-inch single. I think it's a nice label on this actually, it's the same as the album. So that's Dallas Carr, and the track is The Judgment is in the Mirror. Try to see the year, can't see it. So that's Dallas Carr, Pete Murphy. Next off we have is Lazarus by David Bowie. This was the year after he died, on white vinyl. Some tracks on one side and it's etching on the B side. So it's David Bowie, Lazarus. David Bowie. Next off again from Dundee in Scotland is The Associates. It's Billy Mackenzie, their fabulous 12-inch single, Club Country. Tragically took his life, Billy, I think when his mother died. This will be from 1982. Billy Mackenzie, The Associates, and Ian Rankin, Club Country, brilliant track. Next off we have A Flock of Seagulls, Telecommunication, and Jive Records from 1980, whenever, produced by Bill Nelson. From Dunfermline in Scotland we have the Big Country, and this is a fantastic 12-inch single, Wonderland. Again, Stuart Adamson tragically took his life. Stuart Adamson, original band was the Skids. Fantastic guy, really nice guy. Fantastic 12-inch single, Wonderland, Big Country. Next off we have another big favourite of mine. This is Ultravox Slow Motion from their third album, Systems of Romance, produced by Connie Plank. From 1978. Dislocation on the B-side. The great John Fox was his last album, the Ultravox. Seek it out. Next off we have Cabaret Voltaire, Don't Argue, extended version. From 1987, Guitars by Bill Nelson. He appears a few times, doesn't it? Cabaret Voltaire. Next off we have again is Bauhaus, doing David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. And the year would be 82, I think. Bauhaus, fantastic, doing Ziggy Stardust. Next off, speak to the man again, is John Fox. Another favourite at the time, this is Europe After the Rain from his second solo album. Fantastic 12-inch, there's John there. His first two solo albums are Essential, and then his later instrumental stuff's really good. From 1981 on his Metal Beat label. John Fox, Europe After the Rain. Fantastic. Next off we have Eddie and the Hot Rods, Life on the Line, from their second album. Yeah. Third album. It's on the Island label. Can't remember the year. 79, possibly. Eddie and the Hot Rods, Live on the Line, fantastic. Next up is an old favourite of mine, and the original probably is a lot better, but this was out at the time. Christian's Harvest for the World. And this will be from 1980, whenever? 88. Christian's, beautiful song, love it. On Ireland again, Christian's. Next off, we have another beautiful song, is the Cars and Drive. And I think the first time I heard this was Live Aid. They played it quite a few times. Sorry. Yeah. Can't see the year. Brought a tear to a glass eye on, and they showed it on Live Aid. Cars, Drive, beautiful song. The other half of Ultravox, John Fox. Mid-Year from Glasgow. And the old song No Regrets. Again, probably not as good as the original. 1982. Mood Music on the back. Mid-Year from Slick, Ultravox and the Rich Kids. Another favourite band of mine at the time were The Beat. And this is Too Nice to Talk To from 1980. Fantastic band. A bit wobbliness. Another great drunken dance song is Mary Wilson. Just What I Always Wanted from 1982. Faulty bits again, as you can see. So the 60s revival, Mary Wilson. Great 12-inch again. Okay, so OMD, Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. This is Enola Gay from 1980. OMD. Next off we have from Glasgow, Simple Minds, I Travel. Produced by John Leckie from 1979. Though, from the third album, I think this came out slightly, maybe 83, to support a compilation. I Travel was the single, their fourth single or something. Third, fourth single. I Travel, fantastic. Film theme on the B-side, brilliant. Next off, an old favourite of mine too, from Liverpool, The Mighty Wah and the Story of the Blues. And I think this is a version. Does it go on both sides? 7 minutes live-ish. It's from 1982, Pete Wiley. No, this is a 7-inch. It has part 1 and part 2 on the 7-inch. This is 12-inch, has both parts. Not giving me a time on it though. It runs on quite a bit. Pete Wiley, Story of the Blues, it's fantastic, I love it. 82 again. Okay, so we have now something a wee bit different. This is the Penguin Cafe Orchestra in Dirt from 1987. It's a wee bit more avant-garde on the EG label. Penguin Cafe Orchestra. I'm going to change that record, sorry. Sorry about that, we're just about there actually. Nearly made it. So this is a promo, this is Arcade Fire. And this is Lakia and Power Out from the first album. Just a white label, but Arcade Fire, their first album, one of my favourite albums. Nice to have a promo. Next we have Monsoon. Seiko and the Bunnymen in the background there. From 1982, Ever So Lonely. And well, Bill Nelson on guitar here. A bit of Indian pop music. Right, so last but not least, we have Heaven 17 and another great party song, Play to Win, on 12-inch. And so Heaven 17, where, this is from 1981, were two original members of the Human League. The BEF were another part of the band. I think BEF were Ian Craig Marsh and Martin Weir, and Glenn Gregory was the vocalist in Heaven 17. Play to Win, great 12-inch single. Okay, that's 21 minutes. I'm going to do two needle drops for you. Rock on.
Ready?